Banned clothing and shoes in the NBA for strange reasons. Have you ever wondered why your favorite basketball players in the NBA cannot rock an APL Concept 1 to the basketball court? Well, you are not the only one who is thinking about this. Many other basketball lovers around the world want to know why too. Interestingly, many other things cannot be worn by players on the court in America. Keep watching this video to learn more about banned clothing and shoes in the NBA for strange reasons. The Air Jordan 1. Yes, you guessed right. The Air Jordan 1 is surely going to make the #1 spot on our list of banned clothing and shoes in the NBA. Till this very day, the ban of the Air Jordan 1 is still regarded as controversial by basketball fans and lovers in America. This is because many people believe that the NBA was placing a ban on the airship in contradiction to the first signature shoe for Jordan. The primary reason that was given by the NBA for the ban of the Air Jordan 1 is that it was too colorful. While addressing issues concerning the prohibition of the shoe, the executive vice president of the NBA at the time wrote to Nike in an official letter that rules and procedures of the National Basketball Association prohibited Chicago Bulls player Michael Jordan from wearing a certain red and black Nike basketball shoe around 1984. On their part, Nike built on the controversy to promote the Air Jordan brand even more, as they implied if one of their most popular commercial messages about the shoe that the NBA had thrown a revolutionary shoe by Nike out of the game, but then, even if the NBA cannot stop the brand's customers from wearing the shoes outside the NBA courts. The Athletic Propulsion Labs Concept 1. If you think the reason why the Air Jordan 1 was banned from NBA courts is strange, then wait till you find out why the Athletic Propulsion Labs Concept 1, which is also popularly known as the APL-1, was banned. It is on record that the NBA outlawed the APL-1 because of the, quote, unfair competitive advantage, unquote, it gave to the people who wore it while on the court. The NBA noted in its official press release concerning the ban of the shoe that, quote, this is the first time in NBA's 64-year history a shoe will be banned because it gives its wearer an unfair advantage over other players on the court. It was discovered that the shoe helps to increase a player's vertical leap when it is being worn on the court. This discovery and the subsequent ban of the shoe demonstrated the confirmation of its maker's claim that the pump performs special functions when it's load and launch technology for the wearer's advantage while playing with it. The APL brand was notified about the ban of their shoe by a top-ranking official in the NBA, who stated that, quote, the footwear which a player can use during any NBA game is being regulated by league rules, and that the rule prohibits players from wearing shoes which offer them any competitive advantage over their co-players while playing in the NBA. The official further stated that it is in light of this league rule that players in the NBA will be banned from wearing the APL Concept 1 because the shoe increases the vertical leap of the players who wear it, thereby providing an undue competitive advantage to these players. On their part, the APL brand reacted by saying that development is a testament to the effectiveness of their technology, and it is one of the best things that has ever happened to their brand. Dorags. The year 2005 can be said to be a revolutionary year for most players in the NBA, especially as their dressing style is concerned. This year marked the beginning of a turning point in the individuality of basketball players, both on the court and off the court. It is in this year that the NBA commissioner, David Stern, implemented a dress code that was mandatory for all players in the league. With this, the NBA league became the first professional sports league to enforce a dress code for its players. One of the dress pieces that was fought against during the NBA during this time is the durag, which was a popular hip-hop influenced fashion for basketball players at the time. Some players in the NBA opposed the prohibition of durags, saying that it signifies an emblem of individuality and rebellion against the social norm. Allen Iverson, who was one of the most significant activists for durags in the NBA at the time, was quoted to have said that putting a guy in a tuxedo does not make the guy a good guy, and in the same light, stopping the players from putting on durags does not affect their character or individuality. Some other people, however, supported the implementation of a dress code and the move to ban the use of durags for the NBA players, saying that it is a proper development long overdue. Some of these people even went as far as implying that durags represent the concept of slavery in the modern world. In the end, durags were banned for basketball players on NBA courts in 2005, putting the fashion piece in our list of prohibited clothing and shoes in NBA. Chains and pendants. Still in the 2005 NBA fashion revolution, the NBA made a rule that prohibited all NBA players from wearing chains and pendants around NBA courts. This development caused a lot of stir in the league, as it was met with stiff opposition from many top players in the league. Steven Jackson, who was the swingman for Indiana Pacers at the time, was one of the most outspoken players against the implementation of a dress code for NBA players at that time, especially as it concerns the ban of chains and pendants for the players, which he regarded as a racial move. In an act of protest against the move by the NBA to ban chains and pendants for NBA players, Jackson wore all the long, diamond-studded chains in his collection of jewelry to an interview on the 19th of October in 2005. While speaking to ESPN on that day, Jackson remarked that the move to ban chains and pendants for basketball players by the NBA is a racist statement because higher demography of the people who wear such accessories are young black men. According to him, he understood the move by the NBA to implement a dress code because the players need to look at the game as a profession and dress more professionally. He, however, noted that there is a clear difference between enforcing a dress code for all players in the league and orchestrating an attack on people's cultures, which he accused the NBA of doing at that time with a ban of jewelry for NBA players. Apart from Jackson, many other basketball players in America were agitated by the move from the NBA to implement a dress code for them, and they spoke out against it too. Even Tim Duncan, who was known at the time as a very reserved person, spoke out against the move, referring to it as a load of crap and a retarded progress. All the disagreements and protests from the players failed to yield a tangible result, as the NBA insisted on banning the use of chains and pendants as fashion accessories by basketball players around NBA courts. Headphones. Headphones are included in the accessories that have been banned for players by the NBA. The activities that led to the prohibition of headphones around NBA courts can pass as one of the most significant brand affiliation controversies that have rocked basketball and general professional sports in America. The problem started with the league management going to a partnership agreement with Bose, which is one of the top names in the headphone manufacturing industry. Having signed this deal, it was supposed that the league and players in it were to flaunt and advertise the brand's headphones whenever they get the chance. However, everything did not go as expected, because some players in the NBA preferred using Beats by Dre headphones, thereby painting an impression of double affiliations with the different brands for the NBA. Efforts to stop or control players from using other headphones that are not from the Bose headphone brand allegedly proved abortive, and at some point, the NBA league management was left with no other option than to ban the use of all headphones, no matter the brand or type, from being worn in any NBA court, even during shoot-around, warm-ups, and in the locker rooms. This brings headphones to our list of banned clothing and shoes in the NBA. Tights. Compression tights are quite popular in the NBA today, and it is not difficult to find players rocking the fashion piece even while playing games. This is thanks to the extra padding it comes with around the knees and thighs for the protection of players while playing. Judging from this fact, people might get the impression that it has always been acceptable to wear the piece in the NBA. But then, the truth is that it has not always been so, as even compression tights have been banned in the NBA once before. Shortly after the implementation of a dress code for players in the NBA became a hugely successful move, NBA executives decided to set their focus on banning another piece of clothing from NBA courts, and this time it was the compression tight. According to the executives, the reason why they pushed for the ban of the clothing piece is that it appeared inappropriate to see players wearing it while playing. Besides, they hinted that some players were wearing this piece for its fashion value, and not because of the medical benefits that it offers. The executives, however, agreed that the part of clothing provides several medical benefits for players who wear it, but this did not stop them from placing a ban on the clothing piece. The ban on compression tights in the NBA did not last for a long time, as it was lifted after just a short while. This is enormous thanks to the support for the clothing piece by various medical communities in the country, who maintain that the article offers a lot of value in helping players who use it fight against injuries and muscle strain. This advocacy by medical communities and other groups for compression tights pressured the NBA executives to lift the ban that was earlier placed on it. Throwback jerseys. Wouldn't it be an irony that a sports league would make it mandatory for its players to wear jerseys for games in the league and at the same time ban the players from wearing jerseys outside the court? Well, this irony seems to be the case of the NBA league, where players are prohibited from wearing other sports jerseys outside the court. This ban of jerseys for players by the NBA was implemented during the peak of the throwback jersey trend in the 90s and early 2000s, when top NBA players became fond of paying homage to past legends in a variety of other sports by wearing the jerseys of these legends to events outside the court. This act was known as wearing throwback jerseys. However, Commissioner Stern was not having any of it, and as part of his business casual rule, wearing a throwback jersey was banned for NBA players in 2005, and so giving throwback jerseys a deserving spot in our list of prohibited clothes and shoes in the NBA league. Brand logos and haircuts. In the year 2013, Iman Shumpert, who was the guard for the New York Knicks basketball team, introduced a new haircut style to the game, inspired by his support for Adidas, which is a sportswear brand. The haircut featured the logo of the footwear brand carved into his hair as an addition to his signature haircut. However, this act did not sit well with the league management, who pointed out that such haircut styles were not allowed in NBA leagues. According to them, it was clearly stated in Item 5, Section H of the National Basketball Association's rulebook that all NBA players are not allowed to wear any clothing, material, or design that features a commercial logo for any brand, except if it is their shoes. Meaning that the only commercially branded fashion piece any NBA player is allowed to wear in court is his shoe. In light of this rule, as seen in the NBA's rulebook, Shumpert's new hairstyle cut, which features Adidas' commercial logo, was banned from the league. Most basketball lovers are aware that November 2004 is notorious for being one of the ugliest and most unprofessional periods in the history of the NBA, because of an event that occurred in that time. The event, which was named Malice in the Palace, featured a fight between both fans and players of Detroit Pistons against fans and players of the Indiana Pacers. In response to this ugly occurrence, the NBA, which was headed by Commissioner Stern, implemented several measures that were aimed at reviving the image of the league and preventing any such ugly occurrence in the future. Part of these measures that were performed by the NBA include the 2005 dress code enacted for all NBA players, especially while in court. This policy led to the prohibition and banishment of many famous fashion trends for NBA players at that time. Remember to subscribe to our channel and watch for more videos to learn about other interesting facts about basketball in America.